Hey, you're wide receiver Khalil Shakir, right?
I sure am, kid. Here, go long.
Whoa! You're pretty good at football, man.
And you guys are pretty good at pizza.
Oh, sick. Dude.
Folks, welcome back. Trainwreck tonight, $3.99. It is July 29th, bottom of the 2 o'clock hour here. Thank you for joining us on TT $3.99. Myself and Slick L, brought to you by Picasso's Pizza, the best pizza in Western New York. Go to picassospizza.net for the best deals on the best pizza in Western New York. Slick, how's your piece of the pie been so far at BillsCamp? We're a weekend. It's been going quickly.
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously, it feels like way longer than a week. The days have been exhausting. The heat doesn't help, but I've loved every second of it, just being back, surrounded by the team, the football atmosphere, the fans, everything about being the Bills being back and training camp being underway. You know, I wouldn't miss it for anything. So although it's been exhausting, it's been a great week thus far, and I know you and I are not even close to done.
Yeah, we're about halfway through, and I would say it's exhausting for sure. In the same light, it's like compared with like 9 to 5 or compared with any other option, it's exactly what we want to do. So it's been a lot of fun. Today, day 6, not as much fun. A little bit nicer. We were in friends and family with our boy Kroom, but injuries all over today. And no QB race.
No QB race. Not much urgency there. Stay tuned for after the show. I have an exclusive from Mitch Trubisky on what might have been the root cause of that, and if there will be another coming soon. But yeah, obviously guys getting hurt left and right. You hate to see it. This is like the worst part of camp. This is when people are like, oh, we shouldn't even be doing camp. We shouldn't even get the pads back on. But at the end of the day, these guys got to get their juices flowing again, get familiar with the scheme, everything that they're doing on the field. You know, you can't just go back to your job after being off for all these months and expect to perform at the level you were prior to that. So obviously necessary, but these injuries are no good. Maxwell going down early on, Ty Johnson with a slip up as a result of a hit from one of the defensive players. And that's where that pad argument can really come into play. So, yeah, I just don't know. I think there was another Maniac, if you can refresh my memory. I forget who.
Cole Bishop got knocked up for a little bit, and then you had Ty Johnson who also visited the time. So the other ones don't seem as dire, but, yeah, when you get into – oh, sorry, I'll get you off the single. And when you get into – like, the bad thing about this was that, first off, non-contact, which is typically, like, never good because, like, the fact that there's any kind of injury in a non-contact situation is just brutal. And – according to, who was it? Dane Jackson, Maxwell Harrison had a quote-unquote freak trip-up, and that is just not what you like to hear. A weird situation, a weird physical play. Fingers crossed. I mean, I think at this point, I hate to say it, but I would take 2 to 4 weeks on Maxwell Harrison right now after what happened. Like, if you had to tell me that, you know, he had to be sidelined for basically the rest of the preseason training camp, I think any Bills fan would take that for sure, but just a dire situation to be in, non-contact injury, things heating up all over the board. But hopefully everyone can just stay healthy for the second half of Bills camp. With that said, let's get him in here. Mr. Dreamboat.
What up?
Is that Ranger Don or Sheriff Don coming in?
He's off duty right now, hence the fit. I don't have the attire. I'm a little late. Been making home repairs. This is,
you're good.
This is we wear the loose beater when we're sweating. It's another hot day inside using tools, and I hear it was a hot day outside. I mean, I'm glad I got to sit on the sidelines though and hear you guys talk about these injuries because, like I said, I was making some home repairs. Seemed like every time I checked my phone, the group chat was blowing up and Twitter was blowing up with. Obviously, we're talking about Hairston, but. Someone else going down. What's going on, boys?
So we have a lot going on. First off, we got the Bean shirt out. Speaking of going down, just drop those again. So make sure you're getting your, make sure we all quit bitching, get that shirt. With that said, yes. Slick, why don't we walk through today? because today was quite an adventure in itself for day 6. Obviously, we've had some days. Today, we were fortunate to be with our guy, Kroom. Wake up time. Thoughts?
Unnecessary. So we got to camp. I think we pulled in the parking lot at 7:30, like right on the dot. And
Pretty
this
much
was
7:30, 7:40. Yep.
For context, everyone watching at home, Maniac and I have been getting to camp around like 8:45, 9 if we're lucky, because like still a little bit of leeway before.
There's an art to getting into camp right at 8:45 to 9, that window, because right after that, as you would attest, Slick, then you get into the slippery slope of like it takes an extra 20 to 40 or 30 minutes to get there with the lines, the buses, etc.
Indeed. So today we're there an hour plus earlier than we usually are, all because of our boy Joe Kroom. We respect the process. If we're going with him on his budget, then it's like, okay, we're going to abide by your time schedule and make it work. And then we get there, and even he says that we're early. And we're like, so what do you do until 9? Like, what do you do until the practice actually starts? And he goes, I usually just chill. And we were like, well, what the
Oh, man.
So we posted up on a corner where you wait for your golf cart ride. Friends and family get taken down on the golf cart to the area. We stood there.
I was in the shower at 5:50 this morning.
I was out of bed at 5:30. And
I mean, that's heart. That's heart right there, fellas.
That's how dedicated I am. My mom was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe like the things you'll actually get up."
Slick's mom has a new belief in him thanks to this Bills camp. Like, think about the effect this is having.
I mean, I do. We used to joke about, oh, it's 11 o'clock. He's, you're not going to get Slick. It's, he's not there. I'm proud of my guy. This is incredible. Right. This is incredible growth, incredible steps.
Thank you, man. So we go on this corner and we wait until we are actually allowed by the time to be allowed to be taken down on the golf cart. Up until then, talking with the St. John Fisher Bills training camp staff, lovely staff. Shout out to Pam getting us to and from down the ramp on the golf cart. She's a legend, 10 plus years at St. John Fisher, some of that staff. By the way, all the players are scootering by, riding by on their little bikes, scooters, electric scooters, pedal bikes, all from workouts, go into their meeting, walk by all of us again to go to actual practice. Pam takes us down on the golf cart. And, I forgot to mention that we had a run-in with Coach McDermott himself and Terry Pagula driving by us this morning.
You met the Holy Trinity today, Slick.
Yo, dead ass.
Because then you handed to Bean. Geez, you got the Holy Trinity of Buffalo sports right now.
Is it fair to say that Pagula was just like drive slow home?
Don, Pagula was like one hand on the wheel, one arm out the window. Yes. And we've seen this car pulling up. I knew exactly who was going to be in this car. I didn't think Terry P was going to be whipping the vehicle. I thought someone else surely would be driving for him as they were like every other day. Nope, it's just Terry and the lone passenger, his dog in the back seat, head out the window, looking like it was having a great time. We said, I
feel like that's awesome because there's no one else in Buffalo that can feel like two completely different people based on where pulling into Bill's lot, hottest guy out there, right?
Yeah.
Pulling into KeyBank Center.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think you would be pulling into KeyBank Center window down and driving slow for sure. But yeah, no, like surreal. I mean, I think Slick and I looked at each other and we were like it wasn't surreal to us that it was Terry because we've seen the car for sure. But I think the fact that he was just like halfway out his own window and like nobody else in the vehicle apparently was just shocking.
And then he just parked in like not even a good parking spot. Like I was like, dude, you
like one of the farthest spots away.
I was like, dude, they let you park on the field. Like what do you do? I think he was letting the dog out. But I digress. Then McDermott, the whole coaching staff walks by us. And obviously to him as well, let's have a day, coach.
You'll
Pam
see on
takes-
our
There we
vlog,
go.
we'll have the day 3 through 6 vlog coming out later tonight, I believe, if editing software is cooperative. But yeah, you'll see all that action, players whizzing by. Slick. I mean, this was intimidating because it was like I didn't know whether to like freeze and not move or like, you know, like kind of like chat him up and dab him up, kind of like you did.
Yeah, I didn't want to be like too out there. I was kind of playing it by ear. Obviously, a lot of them know Kroom, so it's a bonus that you're standing with him, the man himself. Definitely got some what ups. Said what up to Jamarcus.
Am I crazy or did they come with the what ups more often than we did? Because, and this is a crazy thing, I think they're at training camp getting yelled at all day. And I think it's a little bit of like a relief to them, like psychologically, to just be able to like start that interaction.
Agreed. Like, see some guys that have treated you just like humans in the past, completely nothing football related when it comes to that conversation with us between them. I think they know that and makes them a little more comfortable when they see guys that they've talked to about things outside of what they're there for. But it was definitely a cool perspective being in that moment at that time. Trey White and Ed Oliver zipping around the parking lot on their scooters. And I mean zipping. These things were probably going 30 plus. But then Maniac, Pam takes us down to the field and the moments don't stop from there.
Yeah, Pam takes us, obviously, another MVP. It feels like there's multiple MVPs on the St. John Fisher team. Get us checked in at friends and family. Great time all around. Yeah, all you can honestly ask for. And then, obviously, a great day at camp. You know, you can't, control what happens on the field. You can't control what happens with the players. But we got to see our guy Joey Bosa. Got to see a lot of amazing players and got to have a couple of great interactions. We may have buried the beef with Lil Mozzarella. So, there's great news on that front. But I think that's going to be smooth sailing then. And we might have another Trainwreck partnership in the wing. So super excited. I guess BillsCamp is where the networking happens. It's the new golf course. So super exciting there. Besides that, nothing really crazy stuck out today, Slack. It just seemed like a progression of some other storylines. The big thing was that a lot of people weren't practicing. Besides that, felt like a normal day at BillsCamp.
Relatively normal. Obviously, you hate when the lights or low lights are.
There was a quick little scuffle. Apparently, we still haven't gotten to the bottom of who was there because we didn't really get to check social media in the moment. Kroom was saying it was Deion Dawkins that started it, though.
I don't know. Did he say that? I saw Deion on the ground.
That was what Kroom said.
It was a very big pile up, and it was one of those ones where the runner kind of everyone's trying to push him, and it turned into a little scuffle. I definitely saw Deion in there and on the ground, but yeah, not the first scuffle we've had in practice either. The boys are juiced up, pumped to be back on the football field, and when those pads go on, obviously things can escalate very quick. Other than that, though, fairly routine practice. You and I kind of know the routine they go through by now. We know like where to be for what moments. So yeah, relatively relaxing practice, just going through the motions of everything. And then boom, Maniac. I'm just going to get into it now. We get back from the other field and there's a situation happening.
Little bit of a situation.
You're
walking ahead. So, because I kind of had a good view on everything. I didn't realize who was to our left, but all of a sudden I see you kind of like gesturing at some gentleman in the bleachers who had like a bag or he had like a package. I couldn't see what was going on. I keep moving up. I move up a little further and look to my left. Sure as hell, that's Brandon Bean. I'm like, oh my God, what is he doing over here? Because this is a solid like 20 to 30 minutes into practice. From what I've seen, Bean tends to stick to the sideline and he tends to be pretty attentive during these periods. So first off, I'm like, showing that. And then I realize it's all happening in a blur. Like you're getting a package from somebody and you're giving it to him. Now, I think there was a little uncertainty at first from the guy giving the package. He didn't know what was happening. Bean was definitely looking for it. Like, I think Bean was like, yeah, I'll take that or whatever. I don't know if that guy knew what he was going to do. Because at first he kind of walked into the bleacher area like he was going to come down himself. And then I think he realized he didn't want to go through because you have to go through a couple of.
Also, the security told him he couldn't come down there.
Yes.
So I saw this all happening and knew that. So I heard Bean say oh, that's cool, yeah, I'll take it. But I saw no one acting about how this transaction was going to happen, given that this gentleman is up in the bleachers and not down in the friends and family section. And me being there and seeing Brandon Bean and a guy that loves to seize the opportunity, got the package for him. I don't even know what it was. I think it was some collegiate fan gear or some stuff, maybe from where Bean went to school, but took this bag from this gentleman up on the bleachers down to the general manager himself. Maniac can attest in his eyes that I kind of butchered what I was trying to say.
You know what happened is this is what I would say. Not butchered, and I gave you shit about when it happened, and you were pleased with
everything.
But truthfully, what I would say is that you did the hard part, which is very often in sports, you got yourself in position to make the hard part of the play. You got the package, you were moving on and everything, and then by the time you got there, it was you almost didn't know what to do with the easiest part of it, is what I would say. Is that fair?
I guess because I didn't really have to say anything, so it's not that was an easy part. I guess we did what was our game plan with that? I was just trying to talk to Bean, and that I did. So and I guess I did him a favor real quick.
Yeah, I'm glad we're reviewing the footage because I've watched this a few times. Let's see it. Let's see if we can get this. So there,
You made 2 plays in 1 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, so this is the question, because you can't really see. I tried slowing it down. This was a bit of a botched handoff. Now, was that the running back you were that dropped the water ball? Or did you hit it out of his hand? What happened?
No, I did not hit that shit at all.
Actually, you have done this before.
I tried to review this too, because I thought in the moment, I have no idea whose water this is.
The handoff looks clean.
Whose water?
Where is this water come from?
Bro, I thought that.
Yeah, okay, so it's not.
I see the water right. You see the water right here, right now.
He had that one in his hand the whole time.
Okay, and now there's a water. There's a water falling behind him right now. That's where it is. You see it?
But it's going through the smallest part of the gate, conveniently.
So wait, hold on.
It can't be resting there, can it?
Oh, it was resting there.
But wow.
It was on the ledge. That's what happened.
Yeah, because in real time, it looked like you hand him the package. He wasn't expecting it.
There was a second water.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Back into the left?
Well, and then if you notice too, when I picked it up, the guy behind him that works at Fisher, we were talking to.
Oh, it was his. It was his water, dude.
Yes, but then Bean turns because he knows it fell, almost like he's gonna take it back from me, and then he sees I don't even have it, and it was a weird situation. But look at this. Look at after.
I'm actually, to be honest, I'm glad we're looking
right here. He goes to get it, and then he's like, he doesn't have the water.
You know what this was? This is the equivalent of where are my glasses? And they're on the top of my head. Brandon thought he lost his water, and it was in his hand the whole time. Don, what do you thought?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on. It looks like everyone was getting lost in translation with that handoff. It was just a mass confusion event. But again, I mean, Slick got it done regardless. You gotta get handed up to him. I'm glad we slowed this footage down because, again, when you watch it at first, it looks like you almost, when you're handing it off, knocked a water bottle out of someone's hand. So I'm glad we were able to get our magnifying glass and get our Sherlock Holmes cap on and figure this out.
A lot of people are asking, have any other media members have they had interactions with this? Obviously, Perino did a podcast with Bean. I guess that might outrank this, but this has to be the second biggest interaction between a media member and Bean this preseason, right?
Yeah,
yes.
I mean,
handoff, bang, replacement.
Should have gone for the dab.
Where's my water? Oh yeah, where is it? Oh no, okay.
And arms crossed, job well done. I mean, that was textbook. See, this
Thank
is the
you.
thing about Slick, though. He always forgets when I give him any praise. It's just on to the next. Oh, who's going to slight me?
I mean, the speed to get on that ball, you weren't Cam Newtoning it at all. There's
To be
no
honest,
hesitation.
Yeah, that was definitely not a Cam Newton. The only thing that could have been better is if you full body covered the water. But
Ball.
Wait, what do you mean?
Water, bottle.
Fire!
Bottle. Yeah, that was great.
Yo, Bean's legit flustered in this last 4 seconds, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
He has no clue what's going on right here. Let me see this. Hold on. All right, see ya. The water comes out. He's looking at the usher. He goes, "Wait, what? Something's coming from over here."
He turns right as
and then he goes, "Wait, you're pointing at me?" He goes, "What the hell's that? What?"
Wait, no, I'm gonna point at you.
Yep, okay, all right, that's good. All right, that's his water.
No,
right.
I'm gonna point at you, bro. He missed that second handoff by a second.
The only thing I could think of is that basically Brandon Bean is like a computer, and like his initial like 6 processes are all on camp. And the fact that like he needs a 7th and an 8th process for this water situation, this bag situation, like it just overloaded him. You know, he started pinwheeling.
He's a CPU. He's not programmed.
You handing the water bottle to the guy from Fisher and him almost looking like he should have grabbed it kind of remind me of the Zuckerberg UFC meme where he's like, people are like passing things between him, and
he's walking out with Volkanovski in his corner.
He's like acting like he has to be passing something, and it's just like, yep, like it is awkward. But you see, you're standing between 2 people, and they pass something between you. You're like, wait, should I be helping this along? Yeah, that was just a great moment. Great moment from Cam.
Every bit as awkward in that moment as he probably felt flustered. So shout out to Big Baller Bean. It's the man. And if he ever needs my help,
listen, at the end of the day, on the record, it was a great jump into action by you for sure to help the guy get the memorabilia.
All right. So also on the record, thank you, Maniac. But also, Brandon, if you ever need my help again, just hit me up, dude. I literally live here. So, you know where to find me.
Can always use a camp body. Speaking of ridiculous video.
Oh, man.
Yeah, here we go.
So this is kind of weird because did any of us hear about this until an hour and a half ago?
No. So, or Don, did you? Sorry,
I said this in the chat. Like, I mean, I basically got crickets, and Slick and I were the same way when Kroom showed this to us. I mean, this is a ridiculous video.
I just realized
if you
saw this
video from Arkansas, you would still watch the whole thing. Like, this is in Buffalo, dude. This is 12 miles.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone so relaxed committing probably a felony, while drunk as hell.
Everything is allegedly. Yep, we got to get into that conversation now.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly, first off. So the first question in this allegedly is drunk or drugs? And like you said, he's just so calm and like confident and collected. I have to think this is drugs, right? Allegedly.
Yeah, it reminds me of of booze and benzos combo, because I know people that when they fly they like to take Xanax, but you mix booze with that and it turns you into basically that.
I was just gonna say Xanax.
Do you think this guy had like a flight in like 90 minutes from this? Like all of a sudden like a bender at like the bar just turned into this?
Thinking is like his flight either got delayed severely or just canceled, and to like the next day, and he was already off a bean in the airport, off a bean, and then went to the bar and was like, might as well have a drink to ease the pain before I find out if I can even get on another flight. And then one thing led to another on the bean. You turn into a zombie man, and then you end up stealing airport security carts and driving it nonchalantly through a moving walkway, shattering all glass involved.
Yeah, the sound of the scraping metal, like in the metal popping out of the glass, and him just stone-faced. It's
Dude, I can't believe it. I'm just noticing, too, he still has his backpack on.
This man, that's what I'm saying. He literally looks like a traveler who just like got like a straight.
Oh, dude, you know what? Actually, I bet this is going to sound ridiculous. Same thing with the bean and booze combo, but I bet he was just so messed up, and his his gate got moved to the other side of the airport, and he saw this cart with a key in it and decided to take matters into his own hands.
Well,
like,
it's funny too if you see after he goes down the first walkway and then he goes to turn around, he like gets out and is like turning the wheel while standing to the side of it and is like trying to push it. Yeah,
like he turned it around with his hands.
Yeah. So Don, my question to you is like, what's happening at the airport at that point? Like, is nobody like approaching that guy? Like, are they all? Is it kind of like when someone steals from an Abercrombie, where you're like not allowed to confront them? You're only allowed to be like, oh, like, hello, like, how are you doing? Like, you know, like, is it like what's going on here? Why is nobody confronting him when he's slowly turning around the vehicle?
I thought about that thing too, but I feel like, okay, so you see some like airport employees, but I think it's a classic thing where everyone's like, not my job. I'm not.
Yeah, like nobody is paid to stop that guy.
TSA, they're in charge of security, but they don't have like they're not cops, right? They're not uniform. Yeah. They're a total different private thing. So even if a TSA agent is walking, he's like, no, I check bags, man. I don't like handle this. So in the Buffalo airport, it's such a quiet airport. We don't have like a huge police presence. So I think
agents are probably watching him drive by and are like, yeah, that is nothing to do with what I'm here for. Also, this has got to be like a very early hour of the morning. No, it looks dark outside.
Okay, so this could have been at like 6 a.m. on Sunday, like, because that makes sense. We've seen that during that window. So, like, there isn't like an overwhelming presence.
Yeah. Also, like, we've seen the videos, airport fights, people screaming their heads off. You know, the classic, like, that motherfucker is not real. The fact, again, he's like not making a sound, nonchalantly. like, I think that's also why people are like, we're just gonna let this ride itself out, because, like. Obviously, you know, the guy's in an altered state of mind, but he doesn't give you like an emergency feeling like he's really going to hurt anyone, maybe himself, but the cart's going so slow. It's just ridiculous to watch. I don't know. I think everyone was just so astounded too. Like, is this real life? Am I dreaming? How is this happening?
Two more things on my end. My mom was at the airport this morning. Showed her this video. She said she saw no signs that this had happened. She didn't make it far enough to the moving walkways. That's what I asked her. I asked her if she saw shattered glass.
So you know it's probably still like that then. There's no way. I mean, Don, that's an intricate fix.
No other signs. And then I also want to say on the show, because this is Don's first time hearing this too, we're driving back with Kroom when he showed us this video, who's supposed to fly out to Florida tomorrow. And he's really upset that no one stopped this guy. And I'm thinking there's got to be an underlying reason. And then he goes, I'm pissed because I'm supposed to be at the airport tomorrow and now I can't ride this to my gate. So selfishly, Kroom is upset.
Absolute champagne problems for Kroom.
That the airport cart is not functional.
Listen, if there's one place you're gonna get away with the walking path not being completely necessary, I feel like it's the Buffalo airport. Yeah, you know, we don't have 50, 60 gates and multiple letter zones. So yeah, it's.
He was complaining that the cart wouldn't be there to take him. Not even.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're gonna have probably some tighter enforcement on those cards.
Yeah, the cart ain't going to anybody without a gun at the airport. Basically. With that said, if you want to be fully loaded and ready for the season, make sure you cap our Big Baller Bean shirt. Don, I know you take a lot of pride in this bad boy, so I'll give you a couple moments here.
Yeah, hit up our Etsy. Today we got the Tuesday deal. Today only 10% off. You're going to type in Tuesday Train, hop on the Tuesday Train, and get the Bean shirt. You know, people are loving it. We originally, let's be transparent about this. This was not a shirt that was going to be for sale.
This is going to be personals.
This was just going to be for the fam, just for our own personal lulls, a little inside joke amongst each other. But then people started loving it. We started wearing it more and more. You guys were wearing it to Ziggy's last time. I didn't get the memo next time. I'm keeping it in my trunk, so no matter what, I'll be ready. But yeah, grab it, 10% off. and quit bitching. I think it's a great motto for life beyond just football, beyond, the jokes. If we all just quit bitching, put our nose to the dirt, let's get it done.
Speaking of
And
bitching,
now we know, it's just real quick, we know Brandon Bean's taking gifts. So maybe the rest of camp, I'll just have to keep one on me.
yeah, we might actually have to bring one of the future days for sure. Speaking of gifts, this summer weather so far to me has been a gift. I know it's been a little hot. Don, you talk to me. You're in gig season. Doesn't it seem like every weekend is like perfect, like going out weather and a great, ambiance?
Yeah, I mean it's really been perfect too. Like it's been humid, had its moments, but it's now like in the spring where we have a week full rain. It pisses at night. We get the rain out. Sunday it rained early in the morning, and then it was kind of like a Florida day where you get like half an hour downpour, and then it's bang, sunshine right back out. I got no complaints. I will say when we went to camp that one day, there's something different about that air there, man, where it just feels way hotter. It could be the same degrees back in Buffalo. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's higher elevation maybe or something where you're closer to the sun, or there's just standing air. But yeah, shout out to the boys at camp. Shout out to the team at camp working in that heat. That's not easy, At least when I get to play music, I'm kind of in one spot and I'm in the shade, and I got plenty of water but speaking of which, can I do a quick gig plug?
Gig plug, get it to him.
All right, tomorrow, Jackrabbit.
AKA a week ahead, which is what we're gonna get into right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's do it, because you guys, you guys got Summerslam coming up, but tomorrow, reggae music at Jackrabbit, 7 to 10. Reggae band. Same reggae band now Thursday is going to be on the Miss Buffalo boat ride, where they got a nice bar. Buy your ticket. That's at 6 o'clock. Do not be late. The boat waits for no one except for the musicians, but I can't be late either. So don't be late. 6 o'clock for that. And I think that about wraps it up. I think I got one more. Hold up. Let me. I think I got a Saturday one. Let's see what we got. Yeah, and then Saturday, to my friends in Olean, Union Whiskey. We're going to be there, and that's going to be dope. And then if Slick Spend to this, same thing, ODS, reggae in Wilson at the Wilson Boathouse. So we got reggae music Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And y'all going to be heading somewhere Saturday, Sunday weekend too, so I'll pass it off to you for that.
Seriously. So Don's got that coming up this week. Slick and myself, fortunate enough, courtesy of our friends at Game Day Buffalo and more, to be going to the SummerSlam. Slick, seems to be a raucous weekend on tap in New Jersey, technically, at MetLife Center, or MetLife Field, MetLife Stadium, sorry.
Wow, third time's a charm. Yeah, very excited. Speaking of third time's a charm, our third straight year going to the SummerSlam, all coming up in this Rust Belt area. Obviously, hopefully WWE can bring one of those to the new Highmark Stadium in the future. And Jets and Giants fans, if you're watching, the WWE is calling it SummerSlam New Jersey. So it is confirmed you don't play in New York. So keep your mouths shut. And how's your sister?
You really let little mozzarella get the best of you. But super excited. We'll see if there's any other influencers who we meet up with over this weekend. Very much looking forward to that. But yeah, we'll be driving into town with Buffalo Food Slot, and it's like, I like it on a business trip, flying back right that morning after. So hopefully smooth sailing there.
Yeah, no morning after for us. We'll be headed back right away and right back to camp. Summer's card, really looking forward to the weekend and the return in person of the Prophet.
Yes. Looking forward to seeing Rob, obviously, in person. Always a good time there. Wrapping it up here. Any final plugs or any shout outs or any sign offs or before we sign off?
Are you guys flying into New Jersey or are you driving?
So we're driving in with Buffalo Food Slot on Friday. So
right on.
Yep.
All right. I was hoping you guys were flying because we need to. That's my shout out, folks. If you're going to the airport, tweet at Trainwreck. Send us some pictures of the damage, because
Yes.
I mean, this is tickling my curiosity itch big time. This is like the biggest story of the week ever since, and the fact no one heard about it and it was going kind of viral on Facebook. Normally, Facebook is the last place to get this news. It hits Twitter and Instagram first. So, yeah, if you're
Facebook
going
is
to the
the place
airport, tag us, please. I need to see this.
Yeah, need to see that. So we might be a little late for the repairs there. I'm gonna give a shout off. Shout off. That's what I was doing at camp today, the shout off. I'm gonna give a shout out to our GM, Brandon Bean. Pleasure. If you ever need my help, let me know. Also, shout out to Ty Johnson. Hopefully that's nothing too crazy. Everyone else that got a little dinged up today at practice. Stay healthy. Need you for the season. Need you in February.
Did you ever, by the way, getting there? Shout out the staff at St. John Fisher, whether it's Pam or MP or everyone taking care of us. Awesome time there. Thank you so much. If you haven't done it yet, still half of Bill's Camp to go. So make sure you get there to St. John Fisher. Check the timeline. There's tons of tickets available. People are typically either having plans come up and not going or whatnot. If you're looking to get there, make sure you make your Bill's Camp plans happen, because it's definitely one of the most fun things you can do as a Buffalo football fan. But shout out to everything again. Make sure you go cop your Big Baller Bean shirt. Make sure you stay tuned for more Summerslam footage, as well as our vlog coming up tonight with our Camp 3, Day 3 through 6 footage. With that said, shout out Dreamboat, shout out Slick, shout out you for tuning in, following on all platforms, and make sure to go have a good night.
Now.